Hello students, welcome to Digital Arts. It's Mrs. Girot again, and today I want to talk to you about the UDMAF festival. It's Utah Digital Media Arts Festival. And so our objectives this week are going to be aligned with this using the udmaf.org website and everything you have learned this block. Create a full color poster and a single color t-shirt design to promote the festival. You'll complete 100% of the objectives in the rubric. If you earn less than a full score, revise your work and resubmit for full credit. And this is a real festival. The date this year is May 5th. All festival attendees will receive the winning t-shirt. Last year, there were 500, well, there were more than 500 students that attended the festival at Utah Valley University, and we all got a t-shirt. This was the design from last year, so this top one is their full color poster, and this bottom one is the t-shirt design. And this is how it looks on. So, your design could end up on some t-shirts. Let's take a quick look at the rubric. All right. So for the t-shirt, you must vector, which means that you've got to use Inkscape or Illustrator. You can't use the raster bitmap type graphics for this. So it's not a Photoshop assignment. And you'll create a separate, and I would recommend a white background layer. It just will make it pop better than a darker background layer. Use one color in your design against the white background, and make sure that you do your work in separate layers. Give your work a good name. So for example, your first initial, last name, the name of our school, UTVA High School, UDMAF t-shirt.svg. And then of course you're going to export that as a ping as well. You'll submit the SVG and you'll export and submit the ping. Now, the theme is totally up to you. You have free reign. You are the one that's promoting the 2020 Utah Digital Media Arts Festival with your design. So make it really exciting and energetic. Next is the poster. Now the poster can be full color, and you'll probably want to vector this. So a good plan is to take your t-shirt concept and just elaborate on it. What dimensions do the t-shirt have to be? Well, let me open up Inkscape and just kind of go through some ideas about that. Okay, so here we are in Inkscape, and to do the dimensions of the t-shirt, you will want to make sure that you fit your canvas to the size that you want to make it. I'm going to hit 5, you know me, 5, 5, to bring that canvas to fill the space. You'll go into File, Document Properties, okay? That makes sense. We want to look at the document properties, okay? So remember that there are all kinds of templates. There's the US letter template, the US legal, etc. You get to decide how this t-shirt's going to look. What I recommend you do is change to inches, because you know inches, right? Everybody can measure in inches, at least here in the United States. And then grab a t-shirt that you like the design of and actually take a ruler and measure. Let's see. I'm going backwards here. So this is about 11 inches wide, and it's about 6 inches tall. So let's see what that would look like. Okay, so the width would be 11 inches. Remember, we changed that to inches. And 6 tall. I'll hit enter. Okay, and so there it is. That is how that design would look, and you'd fit the whole design on that space. If you wanted to give an inch on each side, but the thing is that it's the proportion really that you're looking at, because remember, with Inkscape you can resize and rescale anything as large and as small as you want it, and it never loses quality. So just think about the proportion. Maybe you want a thinner band, you know, for your t-shirt. Maybe you want the design to be just kind of like a line. You might even, you know, go thinner than that. Maybe you just want it, you know, to be a strip like Adidas would have. Maybe you want it to be more like the height. Maybe you want your width to be more like 6 and your height to be 11. So it's more, whoa, that would be too much for height. Maybe I'd go 9 for height. So you can kind of see what you've got there. That would be kind of comparable. I've got this other t-shirt, looking a little crooked. This one is about 9 inches tall. I'm telling you, it's really hard to look in. And about 8 wide. So this one's almost square. So change that to 8 by 9. That's how that would look. Or maybe you want to just do a square. Maybe you just want to do 8 by 8 and have it be a square design. So there are no guidelines for that t-shirt. You make it the proportion that you want it to be based on your design ideas. Okay, so next is the poster. Okay, this one does have specifications that you need to follow. You're going to use and name layers to distinguish parts of your design. So, you know, if this part right here were the t-shirt logo, I'd probably save that on a separate layer. You can just copy that right over from your other Inkscape document to this one on a layer and call that Color the World or t-shirt design layer or whatever you want to call it. And then your other graphics on here, like your background, put that on a separate layer. Put the details on a separate layer, okay? Now this is from last year, so don't use the details on here. So poster dimensions are 11 by 17, okay? It says resolution 300 pixels per inch. If you are doing Inkscape for this, I don't believe you need to worry about resolution because you're saving it as a ping and it's a vector and it can be enlarged and it's going to print just fine. So 11 by 17 would be the width and height of that in inches, and you're going to hit 5. Whoops, sorry. Come out here and hit 5. Now, I recommend that you click on this box right here to the right, border on top of the drawing, because that way when you go to when you go to, I better close that out. When you go to your layers, right, and you go to lay down your background color, okay? When you do that rectangle, you know how sometimes you put that rectangle on there and you can't see your border? Well, this allows you to see your border still so that you're not accidentally creating your artwork off of the document. So you don't have to be worried about having that go over. But you wouldn't want your artwork to go over the edge of the border. Does that make sense? Okay, so the poster only should have, oh, sorry. I don't know why I said only, but the poster should have the UDMAF website on it somewhere. And this poster over here does have it. It's really small in the corner here. It needs to have the UDMAF logo, and I have included that logo. I've included the logo as an SVG file, so if you go into Inkscape, in fact, what I really need to do is take you into the content. Remember, that's where you find things in this class. That's where I post everything. Let me show you where that SVG file is saved. So when you come into your content, you'll notice it has a final week, February 4th through 10th, last assignment, UDMAF t-shirt and poster competition. Click on that, and this page is going to come up, okay, with the directions. Okay, so what I've done on this page is I have also posted the list of categories, okay? This list of categories is something that you need to include on the t-shirt. I think you guys have seen that on this one right here. There are more categories this year. For example, app development is a new category. So we've got the t-shirt and poster contest, vector graphics. So any graphics that you make in this class, you can submit an amazing design, and you've all done some amazing designs. If you want to submit to the contest, there's a vector graphics category, raster graphics, that's your Photoshop, MetaBang, Fire Alpaca program. 3D graphics, that's our 3D modeling class. 3D animation, digital photography, composite photography, stop motion animation, 2D animation, digital video, digital audio, web design, interactive game or media design, and app development. So you've got to list all of these on that poster. And here's a link to the website that we're going to look at together in a minute. Okay, here's that logo. All right, so what you're going to do is you're going to right click and you're going to download and save that SVG logo. You'll create a UDMAF folder inside your digital arts folder, okay? So create a UDMAF folder and then download the SVG file. I recommend that you download the ping file. And if you're working in Fire Alpaca or MetaBang or GIMP or Photoshop, you can certainly use the JPEG version, but I highly recommend keeping it ping. And if you can work directly with the SVG, that's optimal. So I've already got these saved. I'm going to show you really quick how easy it is to insert that SVG into your document. So you're going to go File, Import. Okay, go into your UDMAF folder, and I actually created a subfolder, UDMAF logos. And here is the SVG. I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to open. Size that logo and place that wherever you want. So it doesn't have to be super teeny tiny if you use the SVG file, okay? So let me explain something to you. I'm going to go ahead, I'll just File, Open, and I want to list these because I want to see the extensions. One of them is a JPEG. So let's take that logo that's a JPEG and let's put that on there. Oh, see, because I just opened it, it didn't actually import it. But let's go ahead and grab that and copy it. And let's come over here to the logo layer and let's paste it. And look at the difference in the quality between the two of them. This one down here is just crisper, sharper than the JPEG. And if I enlarge the JPEG, eventually you're going to be able to see the pixels. Now, apparently they saved this JPEG with a lot of high resolution pixelation. So it does have to get super huge in order for that to happen. Hit 5, you'll bring your canvas right back. So I'm going to delete that. Okay, so that's how you get your logo on there. And so it says on there that the SVG logo may be imported if you're working in Inkscape. Okay, all right. Include all the UDMAF categories, which I told you about. You can use raster or vector graphics, but I'd prefer that you use Inkscape just because vector graphics have higher quality. Give your work a good name. But if you decide, going back to that, if you decide that you want to use Fire Alpaca or MetaBang or Photoshop for the poster, I don't mind, okay? It does have to have a resolution of 300 pixels per inch if that's the case. Same dimensions. But that's only for the poster. For the t-shirt, you do have to use Inkscape or Illustrator. Give it a good name, just like you did the other one. Your first initial, last name, our school, UDMAF, and then poster, all right? You could submit your GIMP, Fire Alpaca, MetaBang, Photoshop, whatever. Submit your SVG, and export your ping, and make sure that you have 100% quality on your export, whatever program you're using. Okay, so I just wanted to show you some more examples. So this one right here is the t-shirt on the left, and then the poster on the right. And these dates, of course, are different. Those are not the dates that we're using. It's May 5th. And yes, it's at UVU. And here we are. We have Reach for Creativity. So notice how they took the t-shirt design and incorporated that and built their poster around that. Now, I have to tell you something that I'm really not a fan of, though, is using italics for some reason, and also I'm not a fan of using serif text. Serif texts are the ones that have, like when you're reading an old-fashioned book, the little hooks that are on the bottoms and the ends, that's called serif. Sans serif texts are things like the DMAF here. They don't have any of those little hooks and loopies and cute little filigrees on the edge. It is just simple, like Arial and Calibri, and it speaks technology. These types of texts are old-fashioned. If I were doing something for digital media arts, I would want to stay in the vein of text character, that you want to use something that's forward, that's technical, that speaks to the future, and these fonts speak to the past to me personally. This one is a great example of a sans serif without all of those little filigrees at the end. I personally think that looks way more tech inspired. This student used those. It's great. Now here's one where it went back to using the serif text with the little filigrees at the end. Not a fan. It makes it look like it makes it look old-fashioned, like your Shakespeare book in your literature class or something like that. It kind of points to the past. We want to point to the future, okay? Point to the future, forward thinking. However, this student got creative and used a really fun text or font that you're not used to seeing, and I really liked it for this poster. But for the font down at the bottom, it went into that handwriting style, and I think it would have been stronger if it used a more professional font on that. All right, so let's take a look at the website. Okay, so this is the Utah Digital Media Arts Festival website. Okay, I think it might be the old one. It is. We still do have May 5th as our date, but I think this is still from last year and hasn't been updated for this year, but that's okay. They pretty much do the same thing every year. So t-shirt and poster, if you click on that button, that takes you to examples, and you can kind of scroll through and pick on the ones that you like. And okay, I showed you some of those examples. And then, sorry, I got to go back here. UDMAF. Okay, also the other categories, if you're interested in entering vector graphics, if you click on there, you'll get some student examples, raster graphics, 3D, you get the idea. All of the categories are there with student examples. Love to see you enter the festival contest for real. And to do that, I made this awesome, says complete the UDMAF competition registration form. And where is it? Oh, there it is. It's on the bottom. No wonder. Okay, let's bring that up here. All right. Put that at the very top. There's the competition registration. If you right click and open that in a new tab, that is going to, okay, fine, open in a new window. There's the sign up, okay? So it tells you what it is. Here's the official poster that has been made for the festival by our committee. Last year we did have a winner. I don't know if you remember Amata, but she won 3rd place in the digital photography. Remember, this is a statewide competition, all right? There are over 500 students that enter this contest, and it would be awesome to have some more UTBA winners on the board. Fill out the information. There's 13 categories. You can enter up to 2 categories, and as a school, we are allowed 4 entries per category. So if we receive more than 4 entries in a category, the teachers will jury select 4 to move on. So pick the categories that you're interested in. If you want to see the website, it's there. There's category guidelines here. And so if you're wanting to know the specifics of what you have to do for each of the categories, the only one that's not listed is that new category of app design on there, but I'm sure that'll be updated at some point. What's your t-shirt size? Give me that, and my information, and then submit. Those rubric requirements are here in the Dropbox once again. So all the information that you need is right here. Oh my goodness, I cannot wait to see these submissions. Good luck, everybody.